Actually, the whole kind of negative thing is one of my bugbears around change. I think there's often a fear of talking about things that are hard or difficult or unpleasant. And so organisations and leaders choose not to. And they either don't say anything, in which case then stories start developing to fill that gap of information, or they only focus on the positive, and that can make people a bit distrustful of the message. You know, if an organisation is going through a big change and there's an element of restructuring in it, then people assume that there might be some job losses and redundancies. And I think as organisation leaders, we need to be honest about that. You know, treat people like grown-ups, tell them what's going to happen and when and what to expect, but do it in a really humane way. And I think with the storytelling, there's some really great examples of adversity in story. And I think, going back to the Dyson example I mentioned earlier, I mean, he went through something like 5,000 prototypes before he invented the Dyson. And the story that they tell is one of failure followed by success. And I think if you have a story that has a sort of a negative aspect to it, particularly around when things go wrong, I think it can be quite useful to tell that story, but then to finish it with lessons learned. You know, what would we do differently next time? You know, the classic story arc of story, which if you think about any film you've ever watched ever, is that kind of adversity and then triumph. And that's the story that the human brain really likes. So anything with emotion and adversity and suspense is what people like. And it's more authentic than a story that's always positive, always with positive outcomes. So I think absolutely acknowledge the negative, see if there's a way to create a learning for next time, but don't shy away from talking about things that are hard. You know, a story doesn't always have to have a happy ending. It's really important to tell the truth and to be honest and to treat people like grown-ups. I'm constantly banging the drum of let's just all be grown-ups in organisations. It makes life a lot easier.